Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast. This is Kirsten here, and today's topic is a little bit more of a mindset topic and a little bit more of a self-talk topic because this is also really important, even though I talk a lot on this podcast about achieving your physique goals, your performance goals, all that. But the way you think about yourself and the way you approach your goals is just as important as the tactical strategic steps that you are taking towards achieving those goals. So we'll get there in a minute, but before that I have a quick announcement. So I am doing something really rare for the couple of few days, and that is I am offering metabolic health assessment and nutrition audits for you, just for a handful of people and just for a couple of days. So what is it exactly? So metabolic assessment and nutrition audit is basically a way for me to tell you what you should be doing next as far as you're working on your goals, whether you have physique goal, performance goal, health goal. The thing is that a lot of times people think that they are ready for fat loss and they're ready to jump in and want to do it right now, and then they find a diet that is the strictest they've ever seen, or sometimes not even that strict, but they are dieting without realizing that they should not be cutting their calories. And sometimes the solution, as you know, if you've been listening for a while, is to actually do the opposite thing. You may have to heal your metabolism, you have to bring your calories up, or maybe you have to maintain where you are, and you just may have to choose changing around some macros if you want to get the result that you want to get. So the assessment helps you to understand what your next step should be, because as long as you don't know what your metabolic health status is, you may be taking wrong steps. Like I said, you may be thinking that you are ready for fat loss, but you actually aren't. And I want you to get clear on that. So what I'm doing for the next 2 days is that I'm offering people this opportunity. It's kind of like a mini opportunity to work with me. It is not a long commitment. It's not 12 weeks or 24 weeks of coaching, one-on-one private coaching, what I typically do. This is literally one-time thing. So what's going to happen is as soon as you sign up, I will send you a questionnaire with a bunch of questions, and I'm asking you to be as detailed as possible in your responses, because this is the only way for me to really understand what has been going on. So I have questions about your current eating and exercise and stress, and also the past. So this is a really important thing, because what you've been doing the past couple of years still is impacting your metabolic health as well. And then I also ask you to send me 5 to 7 days of your food logs. So if you're already tracking everything on MyFitnessPal, then it's easy. You can just send me those logs. But if you haven't done this yet, I'm asking you to track and log your foods. And this is the second part that helps me to then put together an initial plan for you, or like give you an idea what you should be doing next. So based on these two things, the questionnaire and your food logs, I will put together my assessment for you, and then we get on a call where we go over everything together. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and grab your spot. Like I said, these spots are very limited because this is a really great offer, and I know the spots will go fast. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign up. You can go to my Instagram bio. You can also go to show notes on YouTube. You can go to my Facebook page, wherever you are hanging out, and you will find this offer there. So really sign up, or if you have any questions, you can of course always reach out and ask your questions. But other than that, sign up, take advantage of this super rare opportunity if you've been feeling stuck and you don't know what to do next. So I will definitely help you out with that. All right, so now moving on to today's topic. And like I said, it's more like a mindset thing. And what message I want to give you today is that you can't hate yourself into a great shape. You just can't. It's really hard to do. It may work for a little while if you just are really hard on yourself and have this negative self-talk. Sometimes people think that somehow this is motivating and helps to keep them on track, but this is never a long-term strategy. So I really care about this, and I have a lot of conversations on this topic with my clients, and I don't tolerate anything that is like, I hate myself, this is terrible, like gross, I look fat, I just, all this really negative self-talk. If somebody gets into that, we immediately discuss that. And I don't want everybody to talk to them this way, because this is not a healthy way to do this. I am a firm believer in getting to your goals from a place of self-respect. Because if you're trying to do it through hate, you're probably taking super extreme measures. You're doing crazy extreme things, and you just burn yourself out. And you know that I'm not a fan of burnout. It's not a good strategy at all. So one of the things that I always ask people who are applying to work with me, and I send them a questionnaire where I'm asking one question specifically. I mean, there's a lot of questions, but one of the questions is, how is your self-talk? And sometimes I get responses like, it's sometimes better, sometimes worse, mostly good, sometimes not so great. There's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But lately, about, I think, 5 weeks ago, I got a new client who put just one word in there, and it was lovely. And it was so cool to read that because it's so rare. And most women don't say that. Well, most women are really hard on themselves, beat themselves up constantly. But this lady said, my self-talk is lovely. And I know that she has worked on that for a while, and it's not like she has been feeling this way always, no, but it has been training, it's been work, just like anything else you want to accomplish. If you have really terrible, really negative self-talk, then you have to kind of get yourself into the mindset more often where you appreciate yourself, you appreciate the things that you can do, that your body can do, you appreciate your life more, you appreciate everything that you already have more. And then from this place, it's so much easier to move on and then work on your goals, because your goal is always to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself like balanced, not do anything extreme. When you do anything extreme, your results may be, may get them at first, but then they stop because you just, like I said before too, you burn yourself out. So if you are blocking yourself with those negative thoughts and you're hating yourself in front of the mirror, and you think that you have to do something extreme, or you have to walk around like 10% body fat in order to be happy, what you're really doing is you're blocking your ability to get good results. I really do believe this. Like, what happens in your mind, I've said this probably a million times, is always reflected in your body, and the other way around too. So one of the things that my coach, my business coach, actually says, and this is really cool, so I'm trying to explain this to you as well as I can. But he's a firm believer in that we all have inner self or higher self or true self. And I absolutely believe that too. The thing is just that a lot of times we're just blocking ourselves with all the expectations from the world around us. And then we get super hard on ourselves. And this inner self or the higher self or true self, it just kind of gets like buried under all these expectations, all the things that we think we should be, all the self-criticism and all the self-judgment. And so basically the idea is that your higher self always wants what's best for you, and it always knows that you're a worthy and valuable person. So now coming back to how my coach, my business coach, describes it, or described it in one of his lessons, was that what if every time you feel terrible about yourself, it's an indicator that you are not alignment. And what is that thing that your inner self right now is refusing to believe, right? So I hope that it makes sense. So basically, when you get a negative emotion, you're like, ooh, I'm like, we're talking about physique here right now. I'm so fat. I'm so ugly. Oh my God, this is so gross. This is so gross. I'm not a good person. I'm a bad person. I didn't have enough willpower. Every time you say something like this or do something like this, have this kind of thought, you are believing something, you're choosing to believe something that your inner self or your higher self or your true self is not choosing to believe, because your inner self always feels good, always knows that it's worthy, always knows that you don't have to earn or deserve anything, and knows that you should never beat yourself up. And this is a really good way to understand if you are in alignment with yourself. And if you're not in alignment with yourself, this is where you have these negative thoughts, this terrible self-talk, and you're not feeling good. And when are you feeling good? But when you are feeling good, then you really are in alignment with your true self, your higher self. And this is where you're also removing these blocks that might be sitting in your mind and not letting you get the results that you want to get. So everything has to start really from self-respect, self-love. One of the things that my breathwork guide always says is that all love starts with self. And I really believe that. Of course, not always easy to do. Like I said, there's so many like external things and expectations and media and all that that can throw us off. And I think it happens to every single person. I don't know if there's anybody who's feeling like 100% perfect and blissful all the time. I don't think this is the point, but the point is to catch yourself when you are stuck in this negative thought loop and you're not feeling good because you are not aligned with myself. And now the question is, how can I get myself into alignment? And trying to hate yourself into great shape, coming back to the beginning of why I started this topic, is not the way to do it. Hating yourself is not the way to do it. So you always have a choice. So you can literally observe what's going on in your mind. And if you find that you have these like hateful thoughts and hateful actions and behaviors and negative self-talk and saying things out loud that just feel so gross to you, you know that you're not aligned with yourself and you're not getting closer to your goal. You're just not. So we always have a choice, and we can literally choose, do I want to be angry right now? Do I want to be grateful right now? And this is so important to understand that we can't have both of these things at the same time. We can't be angry and hate ourselves and at the same time be grateful and love everything about us. It's just not possible. But I think that this is a choice that we can make. Like I said, when I realize that I have this negative self-talk, I have to first acknowledge that and then find ways to change that. Start finding maybe positive aspects about the thing that I was feeling so negative about. Oh, it's not that bad. Actually, I see that there's, something good about this, or, things are not as bad as I thought. So try to get yourself gradually, get yourself into this better and like easier mindset. For example, you think, oh man, I have this like terrible belly fat. I hate this. I hate this. You're standing in front of the mirror, you're picking your body apart, you're super pissed. And then you can start thinking, you know what? I'm actually working towards my goal right now. I am making better food choices. I'm tracking my food. I am exercising. I am moving my body. You see, like I'm already doing many things that are putting me on the right track. And also I'm doing this because I have self-respect, because I like myself, because I want best for myself, right? So see the mindset shift in there. It really has to be there. The other thing, other way to kind of think, like have more gratitude, is focusing on things that your body can do. And this is literally what I do almost every single time. We go hiking quite a bit, and at least once a week usually. And every time when it's more like strenuous hike and we make it to the top of the hill or mountain, whatever it is, I always say that, oh my goodness, this is so awesome that I get to do this. I literally think about this every single time, and I say it out loud too. And one time I said, like, I really want to be able to do this when I'm still in my 70s, for example. And then my husband was like, well, why not 80s or 90s? And he's so right. Like, why not 80s or 90s? And I feel gratitude for my body. I feel gratitude for, the leg that I have, and then all the squats that I've done so that I can now get myself up to that hill. So there's this gratitude. And you can see, like, the more you think about it, you see more of the things that your body is already doing for you, and you're going to be more grateful for it. And another thing that we can choose is that we can choose better stories. So for example, if you have all these like old stories of how bad things are, how terrible they look, how, things are just awful, then start coming up with better stories. Start picturing yourself in a better place. Start visualizing all the things that are possible for you. Just like get yourself mentally to the place where you feel happier and you feel kind of more at ease and have more fun and more joy, so that your life doesn't always become like all about getting smaller and getting better and doing more and all that kind of stuff. So you just try to get yourself to the place of more ease, more fun, more joy, and you realize how these blocks in your head are also going to release, and you're going to feel a lot better, which then helps you to also achieve your goals a little bit easier. So these are my thoughts for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A little bit of like more like mindset thing, but the main idea here is that you cannot hate yourself into great shape. If you want to improve your body composition, your performance, your health, it has to start with self-respect and self-love and appreciation for the things that you already can do, that you already have. And of course, you can always visualize, add something to it, but not from a place of like hate. I don't have this and I desperately want this. No, just like have fun with it, have like ease and enjoy with it, and kind of practice that more often. So I hope you like this episode. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always excited to hear your comments, read your emails, your DMs. It's super fun for me. So let me know if you have anything you want to share with me. And also, one more time, I want to remind you that the metabolic assessment and nutrition audit is available for the next couple of days. So if this is something that you want, if you feel like you have been kind of lost, you don't know what the next right step is for you to take, then definitely sign up for that. So this is all I got for you today. I hope you have a really wonderful weekend or week. I don't know when you're listening to this, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.